Right. So, it's lovely to be back with you again. And I just wanted to offer some reflections further to the wonderful Big Heart event that we had a few weeks ago, and to bring forward some key points in relation to heart connection for personal healing. And in this context, I wanted to really offer a message, a short message of hope, really. I shared with many of you at Big Heart my experience of cardiac illness. All the way through my life, my heart's been speaking to me, and I've pretty much been ignoring it. But probably up until the last 20 years or so. But really, I shared with you at the event how my whole world had transformed when I started to listen to the teachings of my heart. So by opening up my whole body awareness, I started to experience a totally different relationship with my heart, with myself, my body, and the world. My entire world expanded, and I found that I began to heal on all different levels. And I love what Liz said in the earlier about healing being that it means to become whole, that we are becoming more holy ourselves. So I found changes physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I felt myself more grounded in the world, intimately embedded in the world. I felt like I was an integral part of nature, rooted into Mother Earth, hearing nature. And also I found that my relationships were improving, not only with myself, because I was in a constant state of anxiety, probably most of the time, but also my relationships externally with others began to improve. So even though I think that I was talking about, and I was going to be talking about personal transformation and personal healing through the heart, that actually none of these are distinct from each other. So global relationships and personal connection through the heart are actually all interconnected anyway. But I did find that it was more about, if I start really listening to my heart, what my heart's saying to me, connect with my heart, then actually I heal within, but I also am sort of moving outwards and having better relationships externally within the world. So that's my message of hope, really, that after being on this path for an incredibly long time and listening to my own heart speaking, that I've just really discovered my heart is my greatest teacher. And I think everyone's heart is their greatest teacher. And even though we've placed our attention so much in our heads, in the discursive rational intellect, and that most of our awareness and framework, the way that we speak is placed there, that actually the soft whisperings of our hearts, they continue. And so it's a kind of message, I think, to everyone here who's here live and everyone listening to the recording, that actually your heart never stops speaking to you. So it's just about reorienting your perception towards the soft whisperings of your heart that can help you to feel more connected to yourself, to help you to heal on many personal levels, but also externally in the relationships around you and your wider relationship with the world. So that's why I put on this slide, open your whole body awareness to a different experience of your heart. If you drop into your body, drop into your heart, and ask your heart first what your heart wants to say, then that's the start of a conversation. That's the start of the personal dialogue with your heart. And I found in my own experience, excuse me, a deeper relationship with the wider world. And as I said at Big Heart, our modern heart tends to have difficulty living to its fullest potential when it's seen as only a biological organ, and it can't really be heard by us when we're in the rational discursive intellect. And we may not trust the guidance of the heart that I'm talking about, the heart that we move into when we move into the body and sit in the heart. But this is a kind of call back to your hearts, I think, to listen and to start to learn to understand how your heart's speaking to you. And so it's reframing now our relationship with the heart. And this is what I think we're doing through everything we're doing with the Awakening Heart Collective, everything that Liz and Claire and Peter have talked about already. We're reframing our relationship with the heart through new science, through everything that Liz has shared, and realizing that actually nothing in the world is hidden. That when we realize that we are the instruments of perception, so we as human beings, we're embedded in the world, we're experiencing the world, and it's up to us to sharpen our ways of knowing. And we have the way of knowing in the mind, situated in the mind or the brain, but we also have ways of knowing which are situated in the heart's way of knowing in the body. And this is where we become whole. So what we're talking about here is sharpening our receptors, coming back into the heart, coming back into the body, using the discursive intellect as a friend and ally, and actually knowing in all the ways that we know in the world as fully embedded in the world's unfolding. And the heart can support us to do this. It has so much wisdom, so much to offer us in terms of teachings. And so in the way that I connect with the world, I've met 11 hearts in total, and I think I mentioned this at Big Heart. But even if we just contemplated the idea that maybe we don't know the heart as fully as we think we do, a question that I like to leave people with is, what might the implications of coming to see and know the heart in a different way? And these two questions here: what might you lose if you don't move into your heart to hear the soft whisperings? And what could you gain if you do move into your heart to hear the soft whisperings of the guidance and the wisdom that your heart wishes to offer you? And I've sat and contemplated those questions very deeply for many years, and they've led me into the most exquisite experiences. I can resonate with what Liz has talked about keeping your heart open, and Claire shared with her experience, that actually when we move into this space and trust our heart's guidance and wisdom, we can heal on so many levels, personally, in relationships, and in a wider context. And in that sense, we've gained such a lot through the heart's wisdom and being open to the heart's qualities and where the heart can lead us. And so I just really wanted to leave you with a few little slides just to say that our heart's story and infinite wisdom, it's held safely deep inside the heart of our heart. And so when you're feeling challenged or there's difficulty in your life, move into your heart, go deep into your heart space and sit and listen and wait, because your heart will be there and it will support you. It has your back. As I say here, when you return to your heart holds you. This is what you'll learn. And this is what I've learned so deeply in my own relationship with my heart. And this is what's really helped my healing, my own personal healing journey, to know that my heart has got me. My heart holds me, it has my back, that I can trust my heart because it holds me in a field of love. And my heart can expand and deepen around me and takes me into a fuller experience of life that's full of meaning. And very often we can be our own biggest critic, but to learn that my heart loves me no matter what, and that your heart loves you no matter what. It's your friend and your ally. And what you realize when you move into this space, and what I've realized, is that you don't have to do all this yourself. As you're holding the space for others, like Liz has shared tonight and Claire shared, let your heart hold you in the space that you need to be held in, because it will do that for you. And so just a practical way of engaging with your heart. Liz has already mentioned this evening, but you can just simply bring your awareness into your heart, touch your heart, just place a palm over your chest, breathe into and out of your heart and awaken your awareness in your heart, and regularly return your breath to your heart throughout your day, and just be aware of what's arising. And just enjoy this journey of reconnection. Your level of engagement with your heart's up to you. There's no rush, no time limit. You have a lifetime left of reconnection with your heart and going on a wondrous journey of personal healing, relationship healing, and ultimately co-creating with your heart the more beautiful world that your heart knows is possible for global healing. So I have a Rumi quote that I'd like to leave you with, and it is, find the sweetness in your own heart. Go back into your heart. Fall in love with your heart once more. Let your heart love you for all that you are. And then you may find the sweetness in every heart. So find the sweetness in your own heart, and you may find the sweetness in every heart. And I picked a heart sense card for you all who are here. And this is Heart as Vessel. This is from my Oracle deck. And it says, your heart loves you completely, all that you are, all the parts that you like, and all the parts that you do not. Feel into this deep love that your heart has for you. What is arising, make some notes. Let your heart love you back to wholeness. So, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for being here. And I'll hand back over to Liz.